Welcome to On Location with Grady McTavish. I'm your host of the most, the host that makes you want to turn off the stream whenever you see my mug. Speaking of mugs, we have a mug sitting across me right now. Iyan Bruvold, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me right now. You probably have some questions. Why is there a chess set and why am I dressed like an idiot?
I think you look great.
Well, thank you very much.
And chess set, I think it looks great too.
Okay.
I'm actually I can't stop looking at it.
I know, it is kind of a beautiful piece, right?
It's almost an abstract piece in some ways.
But let me explain. So I had a bit of an ego death the other day. I was playing chess. I got royally beaten, like disappointingly, embarrassingly. It was to my 8-year-old cousin though. And so that's a big problem. So I wanted to feel a bit better today, so I dressed like a rock star in the presence of an actual rock star. And I wanted to see if we can brush up on our chess skills a little bit and see if we can go from there.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do this.
How do you feel about chess?
I can't even remember the last time I played it, but you know what?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think you're going to beat me though. I don't think my chess skills are very, very good. So.
You know what? I think you're going to beat me, but even if you do,
yeah,
I'm still going to enjoy it and I might learn something from it. So
there we go. Perfect.
Let's pretend I'm the 2-year-old.
You are my 8-year-old cousin. Perfect. So let's get started if you're feeling froggy. I guess we'll just go with the ones that are in our drawer here. So I'll pick black and you'll pick white. So we're actually in Rolla Hall right now. What's Rolla Hall?
It is the center of community of Rolla. And if you look at the pictures around, it basically gives an idea of the 1,000 words that come from a picture of the community which was settled here in the early 1900s.
Oh, wow. And there's so much history here. We were talking off camera about just the images that are around here right now. It's full of history about this area. Do you think that's important?
I think looking back and seeing, what is it, history sometimes tends to repeat itself, so it's always good to look back and take a look at what has possibly happened here and what could possibly even happen again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of you as well, and history, you're, as I said off the hop, a musician.
That's right.
And not only a musician, but in my opinion, a great musician.
Thank you, I appreciate
as well,
that.
Of course. I think your work is extraordinary. And I want to say, for everyone listening at home and watching, you have the greatest band name ever.
Wow.
I want to just put that out there.
Thank
FOLKY
you.
STRUM STRUM.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Where did that name come from?
Not for myself. The original band that comprised of Graham Kerr and Reno Fitch, it actually came from Graham Kerr.
Oh, really?
It was FOLKY STRUM STRUM and the Postmodern Bluegrass Boys.
Oh, really?
Our first album, and he called me FOLKY STRUM STRUM, and I just kind of took that adage on since.
Yeah.
I always thought it was kind of like a comic. It was comical to me. And when I tell people, or they ask what the band name is, and you say FOLKY STRUM STRUM, you usually get a little smirk and a smile. So they don't take you seriously. That might be my death someday, but.
I think personally, it just adds to your guys' whole act, and it adds to what you guys do. You described your music as, especially the music for FOLKY STRUM STRUM, correct me if I'm wrong, wandering through a campfire and then wandering through a campfire and then wandering into a dream. Is that correct? It's something along those lines. I think I'm paraphrasing a bit.
Yeah, it definitely started from it, right? It started from in my earlier years of, I don't know, maybe some artists can relate, but I feel art is sometimes a very lonely endeavor.
Yeah.
So it starts in a bedroom or basement or something, and then eventually you might find other kindred spirits that enjoy creating. And then for myself, I was planting trees around fires, playing songs, and people out of that related, and so that made you feel connected.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the campfire songs, and the idea of a campfire and playing a song just feels kind of warm and inviting.
It's where I want to be most of the time.
Right.
Like I play on a stage because that's the forum that usually is presented to you.
Yep.
But I personally like being close, and that's usually what it's kind of primitive too. It's where we all kind of started at some time.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. If you'd like to go first, make the first move.
Yeah. First of all, I got to know if that's not correct, is it? This is the queen.
That's the king, I believe.
It is. Okay.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's the king that's on its actual square. So black is on black, white is on white. I believe that's the case.
You know what? We could play our own rules.
We can play our own rules.
Yeah.
Screw the system, man.
Yeah.
We're artists.
Okay, I'm
right?
coming now.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, well, I'll try. There is rules for a reason.
Okay,
so.
okay, cool.
Okay, white first. Oh my.
There's a lot of different options here.
There is. And I think that's the great thing about this, but I'm going to just do the standard thing, I guess, that people do.
Choices can sometimes be overwhelming too. I find that as an artist, like I'm overwhelmed by choices sometimes when I'm making stuff. Do you find that at all making music?
I don't know. Some people have many approaches to how you create and what the reasoning behind it is. Some people feel like it's not even a piece of themselves.
Right.
More of a spiritual sense.
Yeah, of course.
Music is just something that I think when you think about something and you think about it constantly and you get into your own little mind prison,
that's the worst.
That'll never become free. You can't stop thinking about it, and it's become a part of your life, right? So
yeah, exactly.
it becomes a part of you, and without it, you feel rather naked.
Right. And you feel that way about music?
Yeah. I mean, myself, if I didn't have it, then I'd probably be a very introverted person without it. And so, sometimes you want to be something that you're not. And music is exactly that. When you say, oh, rock star, I don't feel like a rock star, even though that's the thing you always look towards.
Yeah.
Was this is what you wanted to be. You watched MTV and the fan blowing through somebody's hair, and that was kind of what got you into this mess in the first place.
Right.
But I never felt like I was ever, and I still to this day, I don't feel like I'm any more or any less than anybody else, to be honest with you.
That's the good way of looking at it, right? And that's the whole artist mindset is, it's not about being better. It's about, saying something that's true and original and to your own truth, right?
Yeah.
If you could pick one word to describe being a musician, what would it be? Or what music means to you, excuse me.
The first word that comes to my mind, I probably should think about it, but it's a loner. And it's not because you're alone, but a lot of it is because you've allowed yourself to take time when you're by yourself to think about the thing that you really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And it could be something you love. I love my family. There's unconditional things. Would music be unconditional? For some people it is, I guess, but there's other priorities in my life that I have been able to enjoy, but I do music because I enjoy it. And I think if I didn't and it became a job, then, then it'd be a job.
Right. And we'd lose all the enjoyment and spark from it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And with that being said, you're up in the Peace Country here in the Peace region. A thing I've found and noticed about artists is you've produced so much work in terms of albums and songs. What is funding like for you? Is that from a grant? Is that just self-funded? How does that work?
Like I was saying, there's some artists, they put their whole life into something.
Yeah.
And that's, I used to have a saying, you kick over a garbage can, you'll find an artist, right? And I don't mean that in the wrong way. And I don't mean to demean anybody that's an artist. But it's to do something that you really love and to, funding, all that stuff, I've never went to it. I've always made sure I had something to subside my art.
Yeah.
Right. So it's never been anything where I'm a real crappy businessman. We'll go there. And needless to say, when you're doing music, there's a business side of things.
Yeah.
And you slowly learn about it through snippets from friends of, hey, this is something that's important because they do something that is important.
Yeah.
And so it's worth something, because at one time you'd go and play, and of course you'd do it for free because you love it. So it was really hard to figure out that divide between, trying to figure out how to live on this and then, the enjoyment and trying not to get too far away from the thing that you've always enjoyed doing, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. You don't want to make it, again, like going back to the idea of like, you don't want to make it, there's a business side to art, but you don't want to make it the most important part because you kind of lose the soul of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Do you think there's like obstacles to being a musician in the Peace region?
I don't think it's any more than any other place. I think, and maybe that's because the way things have changed.
Yeah.
Like in media, like what we're doing here, or just the way you can actually hear music. Now, the offset of that is how people get paid to do their music, and for streaming and whatnot, you don't make any money on it.
Yeah,
we'll go there.
Yeah.
But I think the plus side of it is the way to have your music that's accessible to anybody in this world that has any means to have a computer or a phone, for that matter.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's an era where people that are in the basements are able to put out music and or their creations or thoughts and be able to have people accessible from somewhere else. And then you didn't need like this huge studio full of tapes and stacked up high to do what you want to do. Now you can even do it on your computer. So it's more accessible, but it probably makes it a heck of a lot harder if you're trying to subside on it. There's no doubt about it. And I see it and I feel it more as
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite song or album you've produced that you're like, that kind of tells people who I am as an artist or a musician, or something that was really important to me?
I feel like albums are like my children.
Yeah.
There's no favorite one, because each one is almost like a chapter in a book of time, and you can look through. If I listen to something from earlier, it reminds me of that time.
Yeah.
And then that's basically what it is. There's time signature to it. It's stamped in time, and to me, it's like opening up a book and looking through the different chapters and looking back at that time.
Yeah. And you talk so passionately about music. Where did that come from? How did you get involved with music?
I remember, actually, music again associates with time for me. So I remember times, even just being a child, having access to a radio when I was supposed to be sleeping, maybe, and listening to the songs that were on the radio and the ones that you connected with, right? Like, oh man, that's a good song. And you start hearing the song, which sadly, I feel like when you become a musician, you don't listen to the song anymore.
No.
You rip it apart now because you play guitar or something, so you're listening to the guitar or something. You're not necessarily listening to the song as much as you used to. But that is the time when song has always been associated to time for me, And I just remember those times,
Yeah.
you know. Like I said, just, I don't know, it must have been 3, 4, 5 years old, listening to music, and then I hear it now, and I remember that time, just really excited about it, just really, feeling what they were saying and what they were doing. Yeah.
Wow. And you talked about something that was really interesting. At least how I took it was when you get too critical with the work or with an art form, you don't listen to it. I'm a filmmaker. I watch movies, but I haven't watched it for entertainment in years. I watch it for study.
Yeah.
And I study it, but then I lose something. I lose the enjoyment of watching it and the entertainment value, right? And I do love them, of course, but it's a different experience. Do you think there's a way to kind of counteract that sort of critical thinking and still enjoy it while still being good at your art form?
I think it's my words anyway. I haven't really thought about what to do about it, except the fact that I think there's some people that learn how to compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
And so they take, maybe mostly in social settings, people that's why people don't seem to relate with each other, because everybody deals with things differently. And so myself, if I was to learn how to compartmentalize something, take a box and put it there, I'd probably be able to do it, because then, to me, they're all a bunch of boxes, right? When you listen to the music, it's just one big box.
Yeah.
And to learn how to turn off that, it's critiquing. You're being critical.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's critiquing. And you like this, but no, why did he say that, or whatever? It's it's relative, right? And at one time, like I said, it's just you heard something. It was just you didn't. It was just this hole. It was like an ocean coming at you instead of just little drops of water.
Yeah. No, that's very well put. And when did you first start playing music? Like, what was that like? Was that around the same time when you started to?
My dad used to play, or does play, fiddle and guitar. There was an instrument around, and so he would play for us. Or I originally came from Saskatchewan, so we would go to little barn dances.
Yeah.
And Dad would go in there and play to us, and so it was close, right? It was something, it was accessible. And so I remember, trying to scratch on the fiddle. I still can't do it. Playing guitar, picking it up at least, and kind of, understanding what it takes to try to figure this thing out, which I still haven't fully figured out. And it feeling like it's something that I could possibly, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
I remember my first earlier examples was my dad would run a grader, and he had a radio in there. And I remember having, I had Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, I think it was, and Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. Won't go there. And listening to this stuff, and then I built kind of a plywood piece. It looks like a Telecaster, I guess, and it was a yardstick.
Yeah.
And I would go to my dad's grader and I'd pretend that I'm playing. So you could visualize, you're already thinking about, this is something I really enjoy doing. You don't have strings, you're not even doing it, but you think you are.
Yeah.
You could see yourself doing it and enjoying that moment of pretending that you were the one playing too.
Yeah. And then from there, you realized, wow, I really enjoy this. I really want to keep doing this. And was it just practice and starting to perform in front of people and stuff like that? Or how did that kind of evolve?
14.
14.
I was with Reno Fitch,
Yeah.
like I mentioned before. And we were in school. We'd go to band practice. And there was the songs of the day. I don't know, I guess it was AC/DC at the time. And trying to, Reno was very good at the study of music, and I was lazy. And so I would sit there and try to figure out what the chords were, and then he'd come back to me, no, these are the chords. And so what that did for me was try to learn how to play by ear.
Yeah.
And if I hear something, then try to transcribe it over to a guitar.
Yeah.
And then realizing that, no, that maybe that's not the way they do it or whatever, which was, oh, wow, there's a different way of doing things, but it's still the same.
Right.
In a roundabout way. Yeah, so it started at 14, eventually ended up years at Rolla Pub, where we would gather and we'd, you know, throw the guitar around. And, you know, that kind of helped me build up confidence to play in front of people. My first time was actually playing in Rolla Hall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My son got to play there for his first time this year, so there was kind of some nostalgia about that.
Oh, wow.
And I went up on the stage when I went to set up the gear and stuff, and it was like, oh, wow, it hit me. I remember having long hair, making sure I didn't look at anybody. So, you know, that stage fright thing. And then the next gig was playing at Windsor, which is burnt down now, in the basement. Yeah, we had a beer tab of $50, I think it was. And yeah, a lot of stuff. I won't get into that.
And you mentioned Rolla Pub. That was kind of a rite of passage for a lot of musicians.
It definitely was a highway that connected people to here. And sadly, it's not here anymore. It's one of those things where it was just down the street for me, and if there was music, I'd go. I mean, as I grew a family. Originally, though, we spent a lot of time there.
Yep.
We would spend a lot of time there just hanging out and playing music and going through. Yeah, it was kind of a center of our lives at one time. And you take that for granted when it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, really. And, you know, speaking about history, you know, we were talking about the Rolla Hall, but Rolla Pub was history.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
I know when I used to play, I mean, still play, but when we used to travel, you'd come across somebody, they'd ask you where you're from. Most people wouldn't know where Rolla is, but they've been to the pub, or they wanted to, or there was some kind of an attraction that was there, like a, you know, a gold zone where people wanted to go because there's something that's there. And yeah, Rolla Pub's kind of like this. You look around the walls, there was time periods of, you know, there was history of recent times and then the times past. And so I find myself when I get into the place, no different than here, I'll look at these pictures over and over again and kind of get lost in whatever was going on or try to even imagine what it was like. And like pictures do.
Right, right. And obviously, you know, Rolla Pub closed down because of, you know, structural issues over the years and stuff like that. But it was also hit pretty hard during COVID, as everything else was. What was COVID like for you as a musician? Did that change things fundamentally, or, you know, you couldn't perform in front of crowds, but did that change, you know, oh, I can't make certain things, or did that invigorate you to make more?
I'm empathetic of what was going on, especially with other musicians.
Yeah.
So I felt I didn't really mirror the feelings, because for me, I was at a point where we were traveling quite a bit, and you know, there's certain demands that I felt like, and this is just my own personal thing, but it was demands that, you know, bring you home and want to be around your children and your family. And that year, there was a year there where we traveled quite a bit in 2016, and the family would come with me, and it was something I always wanted. It's the reason why I like doing festivals, because then my family can be there.
Right.
And which you can't really do with bars.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what it did was kind of give me a good slowdown period for myself to get back to that thing where I started. And that was sitting in my room and playing my guitar. And so the need to go play in front of people is always something I like doing. But what it did help me do was remember where I came from, and you know, try to find different ways to, you know, love that thing you love, that you'd like doing, right?
Right.
You know,
No.
it got me into a whole bunch of crazy things that I'm still trying to figure out. And you know, most part I started playing music on electric guitar, or I wanted to, but then I eventually went to an acoustic, playing what the beginning of our albums were.
Yeah.
And I find myself going back to where I started, trying to get a little more interested in what made me want to play this in the first place. Yeah.
So kind of like it rekindled that spark a little bit because you kind of went back to basics.
It did, and that's it. Like you were talking about what's your favorite album, and I can't really say, but I know This Child, the latest one I have, is basically kind of a reflection of there's a purity to it for me.
Yeah,
like it's to me, it's not highly overproduced, and it's basically kind of a raw picture of what we are doing now. Yeah.
Wow. And that's really cool. That it kind of allowed you to do that, even with, you know, obviously everything going on in the world. It allowed you to kind of reevaluate almost and go back to, you know, where you kind of started from, you know, in that sort of place. I'm terribly sorry. You're such an engaging speaker. I have lost complete focus in the chess match.
Yeah.
Was it my turn or yours? I can't even remember.
I went first, so I did 4 moves. I believe it's yours.
I think it's mine.
Yes.
Mine, I believe.
Yes.
And since, you know, things have started to get back to normal, have you noticed that people are like eager to get out to festivals or shows, or do you notice it's starting to slowly get back to normal, or is there kind of like a grace period?
You know, if anybody had accurate knowledge of that, they'd probably be rich right now. But I do find that, you know, after COVID, people started to engage more, getting out more. And then it probably has something to do with economics too now. I'm not going to say there's a decline in participation from people. I think it's the organizations and festivals that are having a hard time making a go of it. Some of them have closed down. I'm starting to notice there's less places. But, you know, out of the ashes sometimes comes a phoenix, right? So I'm not too concerned about it. Because like I said, I try not to get too excited about things.
Yeah.
My wife hates it. But I don't, because then I feel like it's just lost energy to something. Because what if the worst thing happens? Because sometimes the best thing you do is that you don't have no expectation and this amazing thing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. But the worst case scenario is like you have a high expectation of something and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Boo. Right in that. So I try not to get too excited about, you know, about things, that I try not to look into it too much, because my mind can go like this.
Yeah.
And go back into your thought prison.
Which is always a trap for artists, musicians, no matter what.
Oh yeah. And that's the greatest thing about being around musicians, is you really get to, I don't know, I really relate with a lot of artists, because they're usually very unique.
Yeah.
And it's not your, you know, standard person. And so there's some color to it.
Yeah.
And you might not even see things the same way, but they're just color. There's color to them, and they usually have alternative thoughts, which I rather enjoy.
Yeah. You'd be a jerk sitting across from you looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, as you said, I looked kind of cool. Maybe that's putting words into your mouth. I'm not sure.
And I shouldn't have said yeah, because then I'm agreeing with that you're the jerk. And that's not what I...
It is accurate.
Hey, if you look in a mirror, that's up to you. I think you're a great person.
Thanks, man. I think you're a great person too. You also, we worked together on a feature film.
Yes.
You composed music for that. What was that experience like?
Second time I've done that, and I enjoy it because it takes me out of the norm.
Yeah.
And so I really, of course, it's what I like about it is you're taking care of the visual part, and I'm trying to add a certain nuance to something, and it's one of those hit or miss things. You really want to, or you're missing it, or it's one of those things. I feel like even when I'm producing music, if there was no deadline to it, then you just keep on going and trying to, get this, I call it the ghosts out of your head. It's there. You hear it. Sometimes they appear. And the only way you can get them out is if you try to replicate them. And if you don't, then you feel like you missed out on something when you hear it, and it might bug you.
Yeah. Do you think the expression I always use, especially with everyone working on a different movie, art is not perfected, it's abandoned. Do you think that's pretty accurate?
Art is not perfected, it's a band, right? Is that
abandoned?
Abandoned.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not.
No, you're all good. So it's not perfected, it's abandoned. It's like you let it.
Oh, pure abandon. Oh, okay.
Like you like
not left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, very much. It never is. And I'm never satisfied.
No.
But that's, again, the curse of an artist.
The curse, and then also the gift for other people listening to your work, because if you never settle and if you're never fully satisfied, you can be proud of your work and never be fully happy with it, I feel. And you could...
You can.
Yeah, and that just pushes you to keep making, if you're just like, oh, that was great, you're kind of, you plateau yourself for your next work, right? At least I feel that way.
Oh, definitely. But there's also boundaries too, because you mentioned, and it's probably always the plight of an artist is appeasing to the masses.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's the art itself, and what some people, because in life there's rules supposedly, and artists aren't usually about rules.
Yeah.
So there's a conflict of what you want to do, what people want you to do. And in many ways I find myself doing kind of musical suicide, because it's something that I want to do, but it's not what I used to do and what people probably enjoyed and what they felt was my integrity or whatever. Even if those conversations are even happening, I don't know. But a lot of it is because you want to do it, and this is what drives you to do it, and you enjoy it. And then sometimes it reflects onto what people are seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of speaking about that, I'm just curious, what are your favorite festivals and venues you've played at over the years? You don't have to name the favorite, but a couple of.
Oh man,
I remember your set at Peace Valley Folk Fest. That was incredible.
I love playing there. I love playing there, and it's home, right? It's home for me. It's the closest one we have for folk festivals. And so I feel comfortable without a doubt. I think, but that doesn't take away from any other festival. And a lot of it is because of your own perception, me as a person. You go into a strange place, there's a lot of strange people. And you can never read into what you think you're visibly seeing, or what, because there's that energy that crowds get up, they dance, and you feel this connection, right? And you can't read off that all the time, and you can't always thrive for that. You can't be habitual about that, and because I remember one time I was at Smithers, amazing festival, greased and oiled just perfectly. It's been around for many years, and they wanted me to play on a Sunday morning. And I was used to doing the late night shows and the high energy and stuff, so I had to figure out this, what is the ingredients to make the beautiful Sunday morning cake for people. And I took, these visuals and thinking, I was trying to play a set that would help that person get out of their tent with their coffee and, be that experience for them. But of course, there's not going to be that high energy. But sometimes you just had to look and there was somebody on their chair going like this, or they're tapping their foot like you are now, right? You see this thing that they're comfortable, or else their beats right here. They're not jumping up and down. So every festival, my mind can sit there and say, that was a terrible experience. A lot of it is because I didn't do good enough. But really, most of the time you just got to look at it and say, hey, this was, you can judge it from the people that are playing with you too. And they'll say, no, I thought it was great. Well, it's like, okay, it's just me. It's in my head.
Again, it's that trap you're talking about, right?
It's the experience, right? And if I didn't feel I had the experience, that's my fault. And if I haven't made that experience for people, then again, it's my fault.
Right.
It is my fault. There's times people came up, hey, that's great. And sometimes there was a but. And a lot of it is because I don't play cover music and I play original music. And I've been very stubborn about it, I guess. It's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. Your original music is fantastic, if I do say so for myself.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate that.
Of course. And, is there an art to performing live and making people feel comfortable, especially at a festival?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What do you think people miss, or like one of the key ingredients, or?
As a musician or as a person watching?
Musician, performer.
What do you miss?
Yeah, like what do you think is the special sauce? What do you think is
inspiration?
Yeah.
So, the same reason why you started playing music, you heard something, you were inspired by something. I mentioned Dire Straits and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, the storytelling. Dire Straits, because Mark Knopfler is just amazing guitar player.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, when I go to festivals, it's like a family. You may have gotten to know each other. You may come across each other, and that's when you get to meet. But you might meet somebody else, and it's ageless. So I'm 50. I'm grandpa in the stage. And, I slowly got to realize that sometimes. But there's people that are coming into the scene, and they're new, and they're full of this energy, and it's timeless. So you gain relationships with people older than you and people that are younger.
Yeah.
You respect, you see what inspires them, what makes their thing tick, and you study it. And you think, oh man, sometimes I will start singing like a friend. My wife will, hey, that sounds like, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Because you've been inspired by that. You want to get there. You want to be something you're not.
Right. Yeah.
In all aspects, I feel sometimes.
No, and that's the way you kind of engage them and make them feel like, it's like 2, 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and people are dancing and having a great time.
Yes, and that's awesome.
Yeah, that's just
you can't beat that feeling.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't. Specifically, any pubs or venues. What's one that you really enjoyed playing that's not here anymore? Obviously, we talked about Rolla Pub, but I know a few different
that
ones.
aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lots. Rolla was obviously personal. Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, Alaska. What was Alaska like? Because I was a minor when it
You weren't
burned
allowed, were you?
I weren't. I'm looking like my IQ right now.
You're in the back alley, hearing the music, wishing you could.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What was that like inside there? That was in Dawson?
Again, aesthetic. It was around for many years. And what you notice around areas around here is that a lot of this stuff was made out of wood,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the older buildings. And so those buildings, they resonate the sound.
Yeah.
And it is like a big speaker.
Yeah.
And, you know, Alaska, one of them, Windsor, where I played at, the wood pushes sound,
Mm-hmm.
hence the reason why a lot of instruments are made out of wood.
Yeah.
And Windsor, I only played at Chaga once. I would love to play it more.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I loved playing K-Pac.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah, all around great acoustically. I love playing outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I miss Sweetwater Festival.
Mm-hmm. And that was near here, obviously on the Sweetwater?
Yeah, just down the road here.
Mm.
Weeby Jammin' used to be a gathering that they used to have out in Farmington.
Mm.
And then sometimes it would go to Poos. That's actually where I got to meet a lot of fellow musicians that play around here.
Mm.
And I guess we need more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Community.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I truly, yeah, I miss that more than anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
The gathering of musicians and
Mm-hmm.
and like-minded people that want to listen and want to be there for the same reasons, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have any upcoming shows right now, or any?
Yeah, I'm playing Mackenzie Arts Community Center on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm heading down to the Legion in Prince George on Saturday.
Sweet.
Yeah, love playing that area. I haven't played Mackenzie yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I see there's a musical community that's going on there, and I think there was a Morphe Mountain Festival that just started, and of course it piques my interest to know that when there's things that are kind of popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Close to home.
Close to home. And that's the thing, you know, local, close to home.
Oh yeah, and open up the borders. Alberta's just over here.
Yeah.
And so I've met a lot of like-minded people driven to open up, you know, spaces for music and art over in places like Fairview and Peace River recently. And yeah, Grand Prairie, connecting with those, it's just a border.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny how we can not know each other, but
yeah,
we're just right there.
we're just
because
right
of a
there.
line.
Just neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, really close.
But we are all the same.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ian, I could talk to you for hours and hours. This has been such a great talk. I will say, even though we didn't get too far into our chess match, I did make more moves on this than the one I lost to my 8-year-old cousin. So
he's good,
so,
or she, or they.
Yeah, he's a he. His name is Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay.
And yeah, he, I don't know how he did it. But I feel like I'm making some improvements. So I really appreciate you
Fantastic. Yes.
playing against me and doing a little one-on-one sparring. So again, Ian, absolutely just a wonderful conversation. Like I said, I could talk to you for hours. Truly, you are an inspiration to me as an artist and someone I'd like to be as an artist. So thank you very much.
Well, very reciprocated, Grady. I really love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I like the fact that you're getting community involved in a media that is familiar to me.
Yeah.
And you know, I really praise what you guys are doing, and hope you guys keep on doing it.
Keep on rocking and rolling.
Yeah, rocking.
Well, thank you, Ian. That means a lot coming
it.
from you. And that is our show here today. I really appreciate you guys watching and enjoying my rock star-like lifestyle. Yeah, I know, right? Better watch what the ladies say. I really appreciate you guys watching. Take care and love one another. Thank you very much. Yeah, I just feel like